Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Today Google released Android Canary 2608 and we finally have some exciting new features to talk about. I have it installed on the Pixel 8 Pro to show you all the new changes. So without further ado, let's jump in. Starting with the update size and the build number, here on the 8 Pro, the update size was 787 megabytes and the build number is ZP11.260.717.006. And now let's take a look at the new features. Starting with the home screen, specifically the app bubble feature, as it got a nice change. Now when you tap on manage, you will see a brand new option called move to full screen. And here is how it works. In the wallpaper and the style app, same as QPR 1 and 2, we no longer have the suggested wallpapers in this carousel, but it immediately shows live effects, AI wallpapers and emoji workshop. And the same applies to the top banner. It no longer shows the suggested wallpapers, but you get the options right away. And now let's talk about the exciting stuff. Moving to the quick settings, when you tap on the edit button, you will see a new pill at the bottom of the screen. It includes two options. Edit is the same one we have already and it works exactly the same, no difference. But we have something new here called layout, which gives you the chance to reorder 3 items in your quick settings: the brightness slider, the tiles, and the media player. You have here 3 handles, so you can reposition each item separately and you cannot resize any of them. These handles are just for repositioning. Plus, you can also tap and hold, then drag the items the way you want. So for example, if I want to use this layout and then go back, you will notice here that the brightness comes first, then the media player, and here is how it looks after the first swipe. So you can play around and choose the layout that fits you the most. Also keep in mind that the brightness slider will never show in the quick settings after the first swipe, regardless where it's positioned. So as you see here, it's already on top of the media player, but after the first swipe, it doesn't show up. Even when I put it the first thing in the list like this and then go back, still the brightness slider is hidden after the first swipe. The second change is Google seems to be working on the home tile animation, because now when you tap on it, the tile itself expands to fill the entire screen before showing the controls, but we still have the same animation issues. It flashes white, and when I tap on the X, it doesn't animate properly either. So it seems like Google is working on the home tile animation, which is a good thing, as I always mention this bug in my videos. The third and last change in the quick settings is now the keyboard tile shows the floating window in the center. When you compare this to the previous versions, it used to appear at the bottom right corner. Now let's talk about the new changes under settings. But first, if you like my wallpapers, go ahead and download the Wallpapers by In-Depth Tech Reviews app. That will give you access to hundreds of exclusive wallpapers, and soon I will release a new batch. Keep in mind that this app will allow you to download any of these wallpapers totally free of charge. Plus, you have the ability to edit them before downloading and also set them separately for the home and lock screen to have 2 different looks. And here's how you can download the wallpaper. If you want to give it a try, you will find Google Play Store download link in the description. And now let's get back to the video. And now it's time to talk about the new changes under settings. The most exciting one is the app lock feature is finally back with this update. You will no longer see it in the app shortcuts menu, but it's now located under settings, then security and the privacy. When you scroll down, you will see the app lock menu over here, which requires authentication to be able to open the page. Then you can see the full list of apps you have. Once you turn on the toggle, it will lock this app. Plus, when you expand the full list, you can also sort the items or do a search if you want. So for example, I have WhatsApp and YouTube Music logged, and here are some instructions at the bottom of the screen. It says notification content will be hidden, widgets and shortcuts will be removed, AI agents and services you have allowed to access locked apps will still be able to access its data. And it says here, if you are sharing a device, you may also want to hide your sensitive apps from view with a separate lock. And here how you hide, or how to hide sensitive apps. When you tap on this feature, it says use private space to hide apps even when sharing a device. Create a hidden space on your device with a separate lock for sensitive apps only you can view and access. And when you tap on go to settings, it takes you to the private space setup page. So it seems like Google will not hide apps from view unless you use the private space, but the app lock feature will only add a biometric authentication before opening the app. And as an example, when I try to open YouTube Music, I need to confirm to open it. And when I quit and open it again quickly, it actually opens back again normally without any authentication. But you need to wait at least 10 to 20 seconds for it to lock itself again, or you need to lock the device manually and then unlock it to lock the app one more time. It's also worth noting that when you try to access a locked app from the recent apps screen, here is how it looks, a blank page with a padlock in the center. We also got two changes borrowed from QPR 1 and 2. The first change is under accounts and backup. When you go to Google Backup, you will see the same documents option I mentioned previously in these videos. And the second one is under parental controls. We got the same new Google Family link banner. It used to be at the bottom with the description, but it's now smaller because the description is removed and located at the top. But what's exclusive to this update is the new color correction menu. When you go to accessibility, color and motion, and then color correction, this page looks totally different. Plus, after the first boot, I got this new notification saying color correction has been updated. You review your color correction settings. And now let's do a side-by-side comparison with the previous menu. You will notice here that the sample at the top is totally different. Now you have three different options: a normal image, a snippet from Google Maps, and some sample text. Plus the toggle itself got a new description that didn't exist before. The intensity slider is no longer merged with the rest of the options, but it has its own separate container. And when you take a look here at the names, they are also different. On a side note, 9to5 Google shared an article talking about a new AI-generated lock screen clocks for Pixel. It seems like this is something hidden in Canary 2608, but not live yet, as shown here in the article. We should be able in the future to design our own lock screen clocks using AI. And here you have a prompt box saying enter AI prompt. And here you have ideas and photos, but it gives an error at the end. So let's wait and see what's gonna happen in the future. By this, I covered all the new changes in this update, and now let's talk about my experience with the performance and the stability of this build. Thankfully, this build is very stable and I didn't come across any showstoppers, at least based on my experience on the Pixel 8 Pro. Plus, it includes two exciting features, App Lock and the new quick settings layout. So if you want to give it a try, I definitely recommend it, but I'm not sure how it works on other models. When it comes to the Geekbench scores, I did it 3 times and the highest number I got is 3,851 for the multi-core and 1,713 for the single core, and the GPU got 7,994. So that's pretty much it for today. These are all the new changes I wanted to show you in Canary 2608. Please let me know in the comments if I missed anything. But for now, thanks so much for watching and see you in the next video.